Can't do that now. Because of recent events, a lot of circuit breakers were stolen from the electrical gates. While we wait to receive more, we keep the last one inside the equipment locker. In the meantime, don't hesitate to use the same one on different gates.
Je t'aime.
Can't do that now. The soldiers were perfectly organized and cut off all access. We had almost zero chance of escaping this mass kidnapping. Like sheep in the dark. I can still smell the perfume of stamps and papers. But no one will come to pick up the mail tonight. Listen from this side. I loved that statue. Well, before the cult vandalized it. Now that the town's current is better, I can access the house's attic again. I am a living experiment on sugar. It looks like some of Pierre's homemade music for me. I thought it was lost since the moving in. I love that music. Nothing. Full repaint of the arcade, 2,100 francs. I know you love it for real, Pierre. But we are going to need to have a discussion about it. Calmly. Honey, I finally finished my restoration project for this arcade machine. And I've got a challenge for you. I know you love a good one. So try to beat my best score. You will win something I'm sure will bring back good memories.
C'est toi ou c'est moi qui pars premier. Seulement à trébucher.
This suit. I was in the attic with him when everybody disappeared. I remember wearing it, but we just had one. My lava lamp. I love it. Pierre probably hid it here, out of reach. Can't believe he'd think it's just a passing trend. Poor guy never understood anything about home decor. I'm sure I know what it is. I could attach it to my gun. Damn it! Come on. This game? am a living experiment on sugar. I don't have anything on me to enhance my gun. I don't have anything on me to enhance my gun. I almost never set foot in here. There's gotta be nothing. Wow, a projector. I thought I would forget its existence with my school years. What is it doing down here? What? What is that? I can't believe all this was under the house. What was he doing here? Wait, isn't it exactly the same gem I have attached on my bracelet? Where did he find it? He was apparently willing to ship it to be analyzed? A submarine? In danger? What was the lighthouse doing?
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Can't do that now. Let's shed some light on this.
If you're listening to this, you are probably the person sent by the office to continue my investigation. Well, at least I hope. My name is Matthew Banks, and I started this work about a year ago. As stated in my previous reports, I infiltrated the lighthouse last month, but they just found out that a tape was missing, and I think they're on to me now. I used to borrow tapes during the night, but this time they noticed before I could bring them back. I didn't have time to use the new filtering machine, but I left a tape inside it. I hope it's safe there with you. Since I have to leave, I prepared the way for you, and I have regrouped all of my ongoing work onto 3 different boards, each including a guiding tape. The first one gathers my studies on the audio signal coming from the oceanic floor, which was the reason our interest was piqued by St. Exel in the first place. The second board will give you more details on the local cult, whose believers call themselves the Devoted. The third board is about Operation White Medusa, which is probably why you're here now. We are now definitely forced to recognize that the village of St. Exel is the center of great political and scientific interest, as we first suspected. I hate to leave like this, but I'm afraid my time has come. During the last 2 weeks, the lighthouse had trouble acquiring new information from ashore. Apparently some kind of technology has been jamming their signal. Is there some kind of expert trying to hack the operation? I'll leave it to you to find out.
Passports? Money from different countries? This man was not your usual anybody. Oh. And there's also boat tickets to leave for Plymouth, England. He was planning on leaving. Just wasn't sure when.
If you're listening to this, you are probably the person sent by the office to continue.
What is this folder? Your next objective. I'll study that during the night. A bit of reading always helps.
My investigation. Well, at least I hope. My name is Matthew Banks, and I started this work about a year ago. As stated in my previous reports, I infiltrated the lighthouse last month, but they just found out that a tape was missing, and I think they're on to me now. I used to borrow tapes during the night, but this time they noticed before I could bring them back. I didn't have time to use the new filtering machine, but I left a tape inside it. I hope it's safe there. Infiltrating the cell in the heart of the lighthouse made me realize that the French government is very concerned about the development of the situation here in St. If you're listening to this, you are probably the person sent by the office to continue my investigation. Well, infiltrating the cell in the heart of the lighthouse made me realize that the French government is very concerned about the development of the situation here in St. Exil. The development of this sect, as well as the growing anomalies observed in the population and nature, are monitored in a sustained manner. They came to realize that if they do not act, this situation will eventually draw the attention of the entire country to St. Exil. I had, in my hands, documents detailing an operation called White Medusa, the purpose of which was to methodically isolate and capture everybody in the village. Do they think that the people here are all sick or contaminated with something? Or do they mean to sweep this affair under the rug? They seem to foresee two possible scenarios for carrying out Operation White Medusa. As if by coincidence, there are incidentally two events which attract almost all the population in the same place. The village festival, which takes place during a whole weekend, or a fair organized by the village school. I was able to reconstruct on the map the assaults considered in each of these possible scenarios. A large number of troops will be deployed, and they can easily prevent anyone from escaping by blocking the main accesses and roads. They will proceed using heavy trucks and toxic gas to control and direct the crowd toward them. Infiltrating the cell in the heart of the lighthouse made me realize that the French government is very concerned about the development of the situation. In 1977, an ultra-low frequency sound was picked up by scientists south of the Atlantic Ocean. But no one succeeded in identifying the structural composition of this acoustic phenomenon, and many theories were put forward. Spy submarine, human aeronautical activities on the surface, or even tests of explosives resonating through the abyss. The case remained closed for 2 years until a second sound was recorded 2,000 kilometers from Namibia. This time, the subject worried specialists. The position of the two recordings suggests the movement of something. In many areas, the life in St. Exil has deteriorated sharply in recent years. Local studies
His voice still echoes in my head. I need to know more. Let's find that antenna on the village beach. This tape recorder is helpful during late nights. Don't judge me, Pierre. It's my only way to hear a human voice now. One, two. 1, 2. That works? Okay. Damn machine. I'm finally starting to understand what's going on here with the electricity. A priority. Fourth day that I'm stuck. I'm not gonna make it, Pierre. I would like to tell you about the bracelet. I finished reading the documents Matthew Banks had left for his replacement, who never came. Matthew apparently needed to join the lighthouse maintenance team to gain access to the Rorqual cell. To achieve this, he was forced to make a deal. The sect could help him get hired quickly, but in exchange, Matthew would have to pass on the information obtained once there. He didn't know why the cult was interested in all this, but he needed them, so he agreed in order to continue his investigation. Matthew knew that the Rorqual cell used a specific radio frequency to communicate with the outside. Just before his departure, he discovered that the cell could no longer connect to this very frequency. The radio worked well, but the signal of this wave was scrambled, which prevented transmissions. It looked like sabotage, but who was behind it all? A member of the lighthouse team? Another spy? Only one thing was clear to him. If someone had wanted to disturb the signal, he would have gone through the big antenna of St. Exel. I have already spotted it in the past. It is on the quays towards the beach. I just have to go there. I'm sure it's this giant blue rock under the house that must be responsible for our bubble that protects and keeps monsters away from our home. Pierre? Did I ever tell you about the sea columns? I can't take this dream anymore. I wake up in this... Left, the White Manor and the lighthouse. Ahead, Boisseau's Park and the beach. Left, St. Exel's Church. There's nothing from this side. The closed cover is moving, but not enough so I can see. If only there was a gust of wind. Long time no see, Boisseau's Park. There's a thieving crow's nest right up there. As expected, it has something in its beak, but it will only leave its nest if it appears safe to do so. Park mausoleums were not spared by the cult either. They are a real scourge for this village.
Rien n'espace s'échapper.
Let's take a walk, just you and me. I could not finish fixing this fence because the damn bird stole my van's key, where all my tools are. I've been trying to get them back, but it's nested high up, and I can't seem to attract it. If you manage to get my keys back, please call me at the number written on my truck, Mr. Levins. I'm going to need something to break those. I feel that the wind turbine is going to need a little help from me to launch. Sweet! It was enough to start the turbine. Amongst birds living in the park, you will find the Corvus picatrix. I know you, you little flying thief. They keep their precious loot inside their beak, which makes it really hard to get back. To prevent such situations, scarecrows were installed by local farmers.
Solve this puzzle and win a coin to use in George's workshop. It would be funny if this table said interesting things at times, wouldn't it?
No pussy can resist me. I don't think I can get used to it. Only one destination for you, my bag. The people of St. Exil suffered so much in recent years. It's moving to see that they tried their best to maintain the festivals and other traditions. Ahead, the beach and Assumption Church. Right, viewpoint. Completely locked. -1. I am the repairman in charge of fixing this gate. I've found a way to supply current to this unpredictable electrical panel. I've linked it to one of the small wind generators we have in the village. As long as there is wind, there will be current. Only issue is that while I was fixing it, one of those freaking birds stole the key from my van. If you find them, please bring them to my office. Mr. Levins. There's a thieving crow's nest right up there. As expected, it has something in its beak, but it will only leave its nest if it appears safe to do so. I'm going to need something to break those. Amongst birds living, they keep their precious loot inside their beak, which makes it really hard to get. To prevent such situations, scarecrows were installed by local farmers. That will teach you to look at me sideways. Take that! Pretty should feel free to leave its nest now. Birdie, it's between you and me now. Now that the scarecrows are gone, I need something to attract it.
Ne m'oublie pas. Progress.
Beach access and renovation. Its nest. There. We told you stealing was bad. Now, I only need to find the truck. Probably not an organized person. He left a client's tape inside his toolbox. Excellent.
Hello, Mr. Levant. I'm calling you because I have, again, a problem with the digital code that you installed last year. As I can't see very well at night, I asked you to make each key sound different. But for a few days when I entered the code you gave me, 2 keys no longer make noise. Listen!
Nothing.
Could you contact me when you get my message? This is becoming a real problem for me.
Stay on the floor. The beach. Here we go. I think I found the antenna. Behind Boisseau's Park. Left, Assumption's Church. Ahead, Restaurant Panier à Crabe. Nothing. The Keys were a place of the particularly intense fishing that supplied the region. Following the drop in activity, this fishing port was converted into a simple marina. It is always possible at low tide to find fishing traps with shellfish in them. This trap doesn't look the same as the others. The stitches are finer, but this one's empty. How shellfish of you. An anti-cult movement sticker. I'll speak out against you. This sect seems to have been terrorizing the people of St. Exel for too long. This bridge needs a lever to unlock it. You are the one I'm looking for. This gas pump is probably older than me. Afraid of no boat anymore, are you?